Hi, I'm Reese Lawrence, and this is my presentation on cyberbullying. For starters, I chose cyberbullying because I think that it is one of the most common forms of violence that we see in this day and age. My specific targeted audience is going to be the individuals who need more education within cyberbullying. We see cyberbullying continuously become worse, and although there's no cure for it, there's always ways that we can prevent it. What exactly is cyberbullying? Cyberbullying is a type of bullying that is performed through online platforms such as social media, games, text messages, and many other applications. The main goal of a cyberbully is to hurt a victim verbally, whether that's through harassing, humiliating, threatening, or targeting somebody. It must be consistent to be considered cyberbullying. As you can see, I chose 4 different statistics that I think that are 4 important topics within cyberbullying. The first one is going to be sexuality, heterosexual being 20.8%, non-heterosexual being 31.7%. As you can see, there is a drastic difference between the two, and the non-heterosexual side is going to be the higher side. Within race, there's multiple different races, and as you can see, they kind of vary differently. White being the second highest, multiracial being the exact highest. Age, as you can see, it ranges from 13 to 17, but you see it more within the younger category because they're not as mentally developed as the rest of us. It kind of has a little pattern, so it starts with 13 being high, or a little bit of a decline, and it picks back up usually towards that 15 through 17 range, which would be like the high school years. Overall, through gender, we see that been cyberbullied throughout your entire lifetime, the female percentage is higher. It also is higher within recent 30 days. And because of that, we see that women are more likely to fall into the victim category in the online world of bullying. We see this through different ways within being sexual insults, appearance related, threats of violence. Women are mainly the victim within these types of things. Women also see things with beauty standards on social media, popularity, the social approval, and women are more likely to be verbally violent than physical, and that's why we see them more within the cyberbullying category. There are multiple different effects from cyberbullying. Number 1 being mental health. Being any sort of victim can cause mental health issues. Bullying in general is also extremely hurtful. Cyberbullying can hit deeper as it is done through a technology, so there's no face to claim the violent act. Therefore, they may be more harsh. Mental health can cause things such as anxiety and stress, and it can cause a constant fear of checking your phone or social media, worrying about what others are saying about you, not being able to escape the reality. There's also things that can cause depression. Repeated harassment can cause the feeling of hopelessness, low motivation, loss of interest within activities, and persistent sadness. Within that, you can see low self-esteem through your appearance, intelligence, social status, and your identity. All of these can conclude more severe problems like self-harm, suicide, which is the 3rd leading death in teenagers that we see today. My next effect is academic decline. Students who are being cyberbullied typically see a decline in their academics as they are mentally distraught or just being physically at school is hard for them as they create a fear to show face. Therefore, their attendance also declines, and not going to class can put you behind and put a decline within your academics. These two go hand in hand, academic and attendance. All of these can factor into long-term effects as well. Teenagers can see long-term effects from all of these. Academics not succeeding can change their future career, and mental health affects your entire life. Self-esteem can also come from all of these. It's seen mainly within women. Women's identity and self-image is one of the most important things in their lives, and it can affect their daily routine and disrupt anything it gets in the way of. Social media is an application that women use to show themselves off, and when negative feedback occurs, her self-esteem declines, and furthermore. Like I said, there's never going to be a cure for cyberbullying, but awareness is the key to success. Why do we need awareness? Teenagers are extremely fragile as they're already trying to navigate their way through the real world. And when it's disrupted, it's extremely hard for them to mentally withhold the negativity. There is no cure, but there can be preventions. But how can we be aware? Becoming knowledgeable about cyberbullying can go beyond. The more you know, the more you can spread the awareness. Social support is a huge way of coping mechanisms for these victims, such as counselors or psychologists, or just being a friend to listen in general. So, as a summary, unfortunately, cyberbullying has and always will be surrounding this world, with the largest targeted victims being teenagers. This can turn teenagers' worlds around as they're trying to navigate their way through their hardest years of their lives, affecting their mental health and tampering with their academics. Social support and awareness are two ways to attempt the decline in cyberbullying. For my action, how can we help? Well, this is how. I found a foundation called the Cyber Safely Foundation. It's a nonprofit organization that is committed to protecting teenagers and children from the dangers of social media through advocacy, education, and community collaboration. Their mission is to encourage parents, educators, and students with the tools and knowledge they need to stay safe online. This is the Cyber Safely Foundation. As you can see, when you navigate your way through the website, it shows their purpose, their different challenges. It gives lots of videos, and it tells you why to be part of the change. They also have multiple partners, which are going to be different foundations for things such as these types of foundations. And it also gives a few questions. It shows them who they are, their different types of resources, and ways to fund them. Thank you, and that was my presentation.